Welcome to qnawire.
Here we have to find the mass of an object, which initial speed was plus 3.6 meters per second and final speed was plus 5.2 meters per second after the force was applied. So the graph, time dependence of the force is shown in the graph. So initially the force was positive. So it was plus 4 newtons from 0 to 3 seconds, and then it became negative 2 from 3 to 5 seconds. So we know the initial speed, we know the final speed, we have to calculate the mass. So let's write down the Newton's law for the first time period. So from 0 to 3 seconds, F1 equals to mass of the object multiplied by the initial acceleration. Acceleration on the first stage equals to the speed after 3 seconds. Let's label it as f prime, negative the initial speed divided by delta t. So here v prime equals to is the speed of an object after 3 seconds, so at the end of the first impulse, and delta t is 3 seconds. So therefore F1 equals to mass multiplied by the following. So now we can calculate, let's simplify this expression. And let's calculate the speed at the end of this impulse. So let's calculate v prime. V prime multiplied by mass equals to force multiplied by the period of time during which it was applied plus mv0, or it equals to, or the speed at the end of this stage equals to f1 multiplied by delta t divided by m plus v0. So this is our first equation which we're going to use to calculate the mass. So now let's look at the second stage. So here F2 is negative 2 newtons. And again, let's write down the Newton's law. So m multiplied by the second acceleration of the second stage equals to F2. Acceleration A2 equals to final velocity negative v prime divided by delta t2 here, where delta t2 is 5 seconds minus 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So now let's calculate v prime from this equation and combine it with the first equation. So again, mass multiplied by v final minus v prime over delta t2 equals to f2. So then f2 multiplied by delta t2 equals mass multiplied by final velocity negative mass multiplied by v prime. So from here, mass multiplied by v prime equals to mass multiplied by the final velocity negative minus 2 multiplied by delta t2 over 1. So therefore v prime equals to final velocity minus f2 multiplied by delta t2 divided by mass. So this is our second equation. This is our second equation, and so as we can see, both equations describe v prime, so it means that these equations are equal. So let's summarize the results. So f1 multiplied by delta t1 divided by mass plus v0 equals to V final minus F2 multiplied by delta T2 divided by mass. Okay, so now we have to calculate the mass. So let's rearrange this equation. So 1 over mass equals to V final minus V initial divided by F1 delta T1 plus 2 delta T2. So therefore, mass equals to F1 delta T1 plus F2 delta T2 divided by the difference of the velocities. So now let's complete the calculation. So mass equals to F1 is, let me double check. Yeah, it's 4 newtons. Sorry. Yeah, 4 newtons multiplied by 3 seconds plus negative 2 newtons multiplied by 2 seconds divided by 5.2 minus 3.6 meters per second. 5.2 meters per second minus 3.6 meters per second. So now I have to use a calculator to get the number. So let's do that. So the mass equals to 5 kilograms, which is the answer to this question. I hope I helped you. Thank you very much. Bye.